Hey everybody, how's it going? Happy Wednesday. I'm actually showing you the really cool sampler that my team made, and so I wanted to make sure that everybody saw this. I'm going to just make sure I can see our Facebook Live on the other side. Yeah, this was really cool. So every year we have a little team tradition that people make a sampler square, and they make 9 of them, and they get 9 back from different team members. And so these were the really pretty squares that my team made. And they're really lovely, and I'm really pleased. Everybody worked really, really hard on them. So I'll actually show you next week how to make a sampler. I'll talk a little bit about the basics, about the measurements, and we'll make a piece next week together. This week, we are working on the Double Wonder. So this is the hostess code, and this hostess code will run through next week, Tuesday, and then at that point, I'll close the hostess code. And so probably Tuesday at noon is when I'll close this, and then I'll close it and I'll start a new hostess code for next month. So if you're placing an order on StampinUp.com, I would love it if you would place an order with my hostess code. We're going to be using a couple of fun things today. I'm going to use the stamp set, Most Wonderful Time. It comes from the product medley. I'm going to use it because it's got a couple of really cute small Christmas sentiments, and I think it'll be perfect for the projects we're going to make. The paper I'm using is the Brightly Gleaming paper, and I posted directions on how to cut your paper, but I'm going to cut my paper with you. So just, hang tight and we'll cut our paper together. I'm going to glue this down so it doesn't go anywhere because I know it's going to go somewhere. All right. So what you need to do the Double Wonder is you need 2 pieces of paper that are 12 inches by 6 inches. So you're looking for our large designer series paper, right? And we're going to need 2 sheets of that. So get 2 different sheets because we're going to flip them and turn them. If you're here, make sure you comment below and say hi. I can't see that you're here on my other screen unless you comment. So give me some comments. Let me know everybody's here. And for those of you who follow me personally, you probably have seen my father-in-law has been in the ICU for almost a week now, and he's still in the ICU. They're going to do another surgery tomorrow. This is surgery number 5 in 7 days. Anyway, it's been rough. So, but I'm here, and this will help distract me at least for a little bit. So please comment, say hi. I would love that. I can't see any comments or anything, which is really weird. So I can't tell if you guys are with me or not. Let's see. Let's see if I can pull it up again. Yeah, I don't see anything. Okay. All right. Well, hopefully you're with me. Hello. So I have made one-sheet wonders before. One-sheet wonders, I've got several of them on my blog. You can look them up under the one-sheet wonder tag. That's where you take 1 sheet of 12 by 12 designer series paper and you cut it up and you make a lot of fun cards. The advantage of the Double Wonder is that you have 2 sheets that are 6 by 12. So you get a lot of variety in the DSP. And so we get a lot of really cool looking cards. So, yeah, so I'm really excited about this. So we're going to get our paper trimmer out. And hopefully you have a really good paper trimmer scorer. The Stampin' Up! One is really nice for several reasons. It has a scoring blade and a trimmer blade. There's no groove, like there's a groove here, but it doesn't fall out or anything like that. You can buy replacement trimmer blades, but I have yet to replace mine. I got this over the summer and I trim and score a lot. And then the scoring blade, you don't need to replace at all. It has a hole in the top, so if you have like one of those pegboard systems, hey Lynn, then you can hang it from your pegboard. And then this arm folds out so you can measure your long pieces. So we're going to take both of these pieces, and our first cut is we're going to cut 4.5 off of here. So we're just going to go down here. And I'm actually just going to keep them both together, and I'll just have to run it twice, and that's okay. So 4.5. That's actually perfect. Okay. And then of this 4.5, we're going to cut them to 1.5 by 3. So each of these we're going to cut to 1.5. So we're going to cut, and 1.5 actually goes right here, but I'm going to measure it here because I'm a little nervous. So we'll do 3. Okay. And then we'll do another, do 1.5, so line that up right there. And that is not straight, but we'll make it straight. Okay. And then each of these 1.5 by 6 inch strips, we're going to cut in half. So we're going to go to the 3, and we're going to trim that. Trim, and trim, and trim. Great. Okay. So we've got 12 pieces of DSP that are cut to 3 by 1.5, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. But we've got nice variety. Okay, so then let's go over to our cardstock. So I just told you guys to go ahead and cut. You need 11 half sheets of cardstock. In this case, I have 12. I just cut 12 pieces. It was easier to do that. And I've got a set of these cards that's finished, so I'm going to grab them just so I've got them to show you. So this first set that we're making, I use the Halloween paper, but we're going to make this. So we're going to have 1, 2, 3 going across. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So you can kind of pick which pieces you feel like are going to look good, with that orientation. Then the next set is we're going to make this, which these are long pieces. And then we've got a third set that makes a couple of kind of like wild card layouts. So we are going to need, the only other thing you need most likely, especially because these are all like dark pieces, is a piece of coordinating cardstock. So either Whisper White or Very Vanilla. My paper has Very Vanilla in it, I think. And so I think I'm going to have to grab some Very Vanilla. Yeah, that's Very Vanilla. So let me grab that. So we need a piece, we need 4 pieces of this, and it is 3 1/4 by 5. So let's get this to 5. Boop. And then we'll cut this to 5. And 3 1/4. And 3 1/4. Am I recording this? I am. Hi, Sharon. And honestly, you can just follow the guide that I posted. That image that I posted is pretty good. And you should be able to, but yes, I will record this and I will post it and I will put it on YouTube. So if you want to come back on Facebook, you can find it. If you want to find it later, on YouTube, you can. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to grab 2 of my Mossy Meadows because that's a coordinating color. I'm going to grab 2 of my pretty peacock. I'm going to grab 1 pretty peacock and 1 Night of Navy. So I just cut my cardstock bases to 5.5 by 8.25. And we're going to just fold these guys over. We'll use our bone folder, hopefully. Maybe not. It's around here somewhere, right? Good thing I've got a couple of them. I was talking with someone the other day about the bone folder, and she was like, it really does make a difference. She's like, I was using this plastic one, and it's terrible, and I kept creasing my paper, and I was like, oh yeah. I was like, Stampin' Up's bone folders are nice. So, hi Sharon. Nice to see you. If you're here, I can't see you unless you comment, so make sure you comment. I don't know why that is, but all right. So what we're going to do, so we've got our 4 card bases, and we've got 12 sheets of cardstock, 12 little pieces that are cut 1.5 to 3. And we're going to lay out our 4 cards. And all we're going to do right now, I just want to lay this out and kind of see what it looks like. And I want to see like, okay, you know, I like this and I want this and maybe I'm going to do this. So I'm just alternating because I want them each to look, you know, a little different. And so maybe we're going to do that. And then maybe, definitely need that. We'll do that and that and that. Cool. I like that. That's really pretty with the blue. I think the stripes are going to have to go on the inside on that one, but that's cute. And then that looks good. That one looks good. All right. So I've got my pieces kind of laid out. And so all I'm going to do is just glue them down. But the idea behind the double wonder is that it should be a fast way for you to make some easy cards out of some of the designer series paper or pretty pattern paper that you have at home. And so, yeah, this is supposed to be easy, fun, not complicated. And hopefully is a way for you to use up some of your paper. I know that some people really covet their paper and they hold on to it. And it really does you no good hanging on the wall unless you're actually going to use it as wallpaper, you know? So, all right, so we've got that all glued down. So now we're just going to glue this. So most people that know me know that I do not like what I call green glue, which is our Tombow multi-purpose adhesive. But you will see that I am using it because it is really affordable. They're great, right? And they're easy, like they're beautiful. Now, I mean, I will say that like, if you have ugly paper, like, yeah, it's not gonna make a great card. It helps when you have such pretty designer series paper for sure. But yeah, so I used to not be a big fan of the green glue, but it is really economical and you can, I think, work pretty quickly and pretty, like, you know, pretty stealth. It's just $4 for the bottle and I feel like I get a lot of bang for my buck with it. So I don't know. That's been my, it's been my glue lately. It's been my jam. All right, so there we go. So there's our next one. Nice. So you just want to pick 3 cardstocks that are coordinating colors with your designer series paper, just so you get a good variety, right? Because you don't want to have, you don't want these cards to look the same, right? You want to have a little bit of, you know, difference and change. I don't know. Maybe you do want them to look the same. I like change. So thanks, Lynn. I think these are really fabulous. I'm really pleased. So I did not come up with this. The Double Wonder has been around for a while. What's funny is I was looking and I actually posted something about the Double Wonder a couple years ago. And I must have just like forgotten about it or something, because then a bunch of demonstrators were doing it. We have like a special place that's just for demonstrators on Facebook. We have our own little Facebook group. It's really fun. And we were doing, like one of the, development managers, she like did, a Double Wonder session, and she was just showing how easy it is, and everybody was getting all excited. And then I was like, I feel like this is familiar, you know? And then I found it, but it was the same thing. Like, I didn't invent this. It was from the same woman years ago. But, you know, again, like with fashion, right? Things come around, right? So, I think it's long lasting. So I don't know. I think it's pretty good. Like, I'm pretty, I mean, you just have to, I store it upside down. And I've learned how to do that. If you want to know how to store it upside down, I've got this cute tutorial. Don't mind mine because it got messed up on the front, but this little caddy, and you can store the green glue upside down in this little desk caddy, and I've got all my little stuff in it on my desk. So if you're curious about how to store it upside down, I know some people will like glue the base onto something. I don't know. People do all sorts of crazy things, but that was my solution. Okay. And then, here we go. All right. Such pretty paper. All right. Yeah, I love the tape runners too, but, you know, when you're trying to make a bunch of Christmas cards. So I talked to my mom yesterday, and I was like, hey, you know, what do you want for Christmas? You know, we're just kind of talking about stuff. And I said, you know, do you want to send some handmade cards this year? Like, how about I send you like a whole stack? Like, how many do you need, you know? And she was like, oh, yes. She's like, that would be lovely. So anyway, I've got to make a few extra Christmas cards so that she can send some too. So, but that's fine. Okay. So while those guys are drying, we'll do the sentiments at the end. We're going to make the base pieces first. So now we've still got a piece of our DSP that is 7.5 by 6. So we still got, you know, 2 of these pieces left. And we're going to now chop off another section, right? This section is a 4-inch section. So we're going to cut a 4-inch section. Beep. Lovely. And off of the end, we're going to cut 3/4 of an inch. So we're just going to like trim the end off 3/4. And we're going to use that. Don't worry. It won't go to waste. But these pieces, we're going to cut 1-inch panels. So we're just going to cut 4 1-inch panels. And this is actually my favorite card design of the set. We're going to cut that, and then we're going to cut that. Nice. Okay, here we go. So what this is going to make is it's going to make this card. And all that we're going to do is we're going to score on our card bases so we can flap this back. You can glue this flap down. You can see there's a little flap there. Or you can leave it unflapped, unglued, I guess is the word. So we're going to get 4 of our card bases. And again, we're just going to pick some random colors. So I think I'll do 1 of the green. I'll do 1 of the blue, and I'll do 2 of the pretty peacock. Nice. Okay. So in this case, we're going to put our cutting blade away, right? We're going to get our scoring blade out. We're going to score how we normally would, right, at 4 1/4. And 4 1/4. And 1 1/4. It does save money, yeah. I'm not normally one to be chintzy on my craft supplies. The reason I didn't like the green glue before was because I used too much and I got it all over my fingers. Then my fingers got sticky and I was always making a mess. And then my projects got sticky and I really hated it. Oh, I'm so glad, Lynn. Yay, you made the caddy. I'll have to link to the caddy project here because that was a really good one. Okay, so each of these, we're going to score it, fold it back, and then we can kind of decide like, yeah, you know, I want to have that and I want, you know, this or whatever, right? And so we'll kind of mix and match our pieces. I definitely have my preferences, but I think I'm going to do, this is going to be one. I think I want the stripes for that one. Although that's a little bit much, eh? Maybe I'll go here. Yeah, I think, no, I like the stripes. All right, then on this chair, what am I going to do? I'm going to do one like this, maybe. And then one like this. I like that, and I like that. Okay, bueno. So, we'll go ahead. I am going to, I could use the glue, the green glue. I've got my phone plugged in, so if I keep knocking the camera, it's because I keep, unfortunately, hitting the wire on the mount. So, all right, so I'm going to use my bone folder and make sure I get that crease nice and pressed down while I'm gluing it. And then I'm going to put some of the adhesive on here. Yes, I've learned less is more with this for sure. So keep a damp rag. That's smart, Lynn. Yes, a damp rag would be smart. I just leave. Like when I get too messy, I just exit the room and go wash my hands. So, but yes, I was making sticky messes, but oh, I could be getting low on my green glue. Ooh, time to bust open another one. I won't tell you how long this one's lasted. I have a feeling the next one I'll go through a little faster. All right, so all we're doing is just gluing a piece on the inside panel and a piece here. Now, because I picked really dark card bases, I am going to have to put a piece of designers or a piece of white or very vanilla on the inside of these. And I didn't do that with these, but I really should, because that's not going to be a very practical card, you know, later. So, so we'll fold these back, and then we'll fold this, and we'll put some glue. All right. So, fold. And then we'll cut the last set, and then we can, oh yeah, that's pretty. Should we do that here and this here? Yeah, that's nice. Okay. And then I will probably not stamp and punch the sentiments with you guys on screen, just because I feel like you probably know how to do that. For those of you who come regularly. But maybe I'll do one and just show you, you know, how I would maybe accessorize it. Because that's the other piece, is you could use a ribbon or something, you know, to kind of accessorize all of this. I most likely, and you need to make sure that they match, but I think I will probably, I'm actually thinking, nah, maybe not this. Yeah. I think I'm going to use these, probably, but maybe I have some gold ones instead. I don't know. Champagne rhinestones. Yeah, they might look nice on here too. Okay. Oh dear. I'm just dropping things left and right over here. No big deal. I might end up using the champagne rhinestones, and I'll show you on the sample cards kind of how I did that, where I didn't have to use a ton, and we didn't have to I didn't want to over, you know, accessorize. All right, glue. Yeah, so I wonder how many cards my mom is going to want. How many Christmas cards are you planning on sending out this year? You guys tell me. How many Christmas cards? What's your goal? $75, Lynn. Yeah. Yeah, I've probably got 100 on the list so far, but I have a feeling it's going to be a lot more than that. I put out something on Facebook that for my friends that just said like, hey, I'll send you a Christmas card this year. And I've had a lot of people message me and like people I haven't heard from in a while. And it's actually really cool. And then they're asking for my address too, which is not the reason I put it out. But I thought that was really cool. And so I feel like, you know, hopefully I'm going to get a better, because the last couple of years, you know, I've continued to send out cards, but I definitely haven't felt like others have. I also hope this gets a good influx of money to USPS so they can do great things. So, okay, last one of this set. Here we go. Here we go. Some glue. Yeah, look at that. I think I'm getting down to the bottom. Oh, the nitty-gritty. So the other night we were on, I don't know who was there, but I was talking about the other end of the green glue, and someone was like, there's another end? I was like, yeah, there's this other end. And they were like, oh, I had no clue. This is like a really fat kind of like, I don't know, I feel like it pushes the glue around. I mean, if you want a big mess, that's definitely the way to get it. So, that was not you. Was it you? Lynn, no way. I thought it was like my mother-in-law or something. That's so funny. I was dying laughing. I don't use that end. It's not like an end that's, I think, super useful, but that's so funny. Yes, I'll show you what it's used for. So if you wanted to take the glue and you wanted to like, well, now that I've had this thing upside down, I don't even know if I'll be able to get glue out of here. But you can basically spread the glue, right? So I could even, like I could get the glue out here. Oh, my poor, oh, I bet he's on his last legs. Oh no, I'm gonna have to get another one. It's okay. I'm sure there's more in the, more fish in the sea. But anyways, you can spread the glue out with that. So I do like how quiet our new seal is. I did not realize how loud snail was until I had an old snail. Like I had been using seal for a couple months, and then I used a snail and it was like rah, 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 rah. I was like, oh wow, like Marion could hear me gluing in the other room. It was kind of funny. Okay, so now we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 of those. Ooh, so pretty. So those are going to be great. All right. I cannot believe that. That's hilarious, Lynn. You crack me up though. Okay, so last cut. You ready? Or cuts, I guess. Yes, we've got a couple of cuts. Okay, so we've got a piece that is 3.5, and we're gonna cut it to 2 1/4 this way. So we're gonna cut a piece that's 2 1/4. Then we're gonna cut another piece that's 2 1/4. And then we've got this last little piece, and we're going to cut this in half. This is 3 1/2, so we're going to do 1 3/4. We're going to make little squares out of this. Okay, so we got all of our little pieces, and then don't forget we have those 2 little strips from that other piece. So we've got those pieces and those pieces. Okay. And what we're going to do on these last ones is we're going to do one that has 4 pieces, and we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4 like this. Okay. And you can kind of decide, I don't know what I think about that. I guess we'll go like that. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So you're gonna have that, and that is going to, you're just probably gonna wanna put like a little sentiment in the middle. And you'll see here, I put one there, and then I just did 1, 2, 3. So that's easy. For these guys, some of them I just did like a couple of little rhinestones at the bottom. This one I did the 1, 2, 3 sprinkle, 1, 2, 3 sprinkle. This one I did 1, 2, but like in the far left, which is kind of a nice thing. This one I did 1, 2, 3 in the far right. This one I just did 1 for the eye on I Miss Your Face. This one I just did 1 for What You Doing. And this one, Wishing I Was in Quarantine with You, 1, 2, 3 sprinkle, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, right? And then we'll put a cute sentiment in the middle. Now these two, and take one of these, one of these, one of these. And then we're going to, and you can kind of decide which way you want to orient this. You could orient it this way, right? You could do this, you can do this, you can do, you know, whatever you want. Maybe this one I'll do, maybe I'll do that. Except maybe I like it better with the stripes like that. I don't know. Yeah, I like that a little bit better. Or you can, you know, you can orient it to the side. And we can do one, you know, maybe this is gonna go, oh yeah, maybe that's a little down that one. This one has to be the lighter one. This one can go this way. With this, now with this. Ooh, there we go. Okay. And then what I did on this one was, you know, 1, 2, 3 sprinkle, 1, 2, 3 sprinkle, right? So because I've got some that have foiling than some that don't, that's definitely an extra consideration. If you have paper that doesn't have foiling, it might be a little bit easier to like flip and flop, you know? So what's the best advice for choosing the papers for these cards? Oh yeah, so I just look at the DSP, and that's literally what I did this afternoon. I grabbed the catalog and I was like, what are the colors in this DSP? And it was like Pretty Peacock, Mossy Meadow, Night of Navy, the white, like, or the very vanilla, and then I think that's it for this one. So I just picked the coordinating colors. The same with this. So this DSP, the coordinating colors are like Cajun Craze, Pretty Peacock, and Rich Razzleberry. I didn't have any Rich Razzleberry, or maybe it was Blackberry Bliss, and I didn't have that, so I had Rich Razzleberry. So I picked something close. And you'd be surprised. Like, I'm not a huge fan of Cajun Craze, but man, I mean, it looks stellar with this paper on it. So, you know, it's a good way. I mean, honestly, it's whatever I have on hand. You know, if you were to choose a paper pack, like maybe the Timeless Textures paper, which has a lot of different colors, you know, again, just pick three colors, you know, that you think are going to work, and then just cut them in half, you know, and I did 2 full cardstock sheets of each. So I ended up with 12 bases. You'll have 1 extra base. It only makes 11 cards, but still, I mean, we made 11 cards super duper fast. So I feel like it's, you know, it's a pretty efficient card making process. With this, I mean, you could choose to go in, or you could kind of space them out a little bit. I'm going to space mine out just a little bit, and then kind of just have this be, you know, the bridge in the middle. And I'm going to make sure, and, you know, but again, you can have this running, you know, horizontal or vertical. Yeah, just always want to make sure I'm taping the right side, right? Nothing like taping down the wrong end. And then, there we go. I'll put that guy in the middle. We'll find a nice sentiment to put there in the middle. All right, it's pretty. Other questions or concerns, comments? And then what I'll do is I'll finish making the cards, and I'll post here in the feed, I'll post a finished picture of them. And I will also make sure to put it on like my Instagram and other places so that you guys can see. And I'll try to lay out all the cards nicely so that you can see, you know, kind of what they look like finished. But I would use punches for this. I don't think I would use dies, just because you're trying to keep it fast, you know, so you don't want you don't want to have to do a bunch of die work unless you've got pieces that are already pre-die cut out, which I don't have in Very Vanilla, so I'm gonna have to do that part from scratch. And then I'm gonna glue my 4 little pieces down, which these are super cute. And then, you know, just pop up your, you know, your sentiment piece. There we go. Yeah, let's see kind of what that looks like. Let's see. Yeah, it looks pretty even. I was trying to come up with like just the perfect stamp set, but I feel like the stamp set's pretty good. The Most Wonderful Time. It has like, you know, a Christmas tree and comfort and joy and deck the halls. This looks very deck the hallsy, right? Like this is a very deck the halls kind of paper, I feel like. So we've got this one, we've got these guys, which are really beautiful, and then we've got these 2, and then we've got these 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Yay! All right, so I'll finish making these. You guys make some too, and show me when you're done. And yeah, thanks y'all. Thanks for being here tonight, and I'll make sure to post this on YouTube as well so that you can come back and rewatch. Talk to you later. Good night.